right, hitting that intro in a 3, a 2, a 1.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round By Show, where we bring you all football all the time. And today we have an exciting one. So we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns and their whole draft process. Of course, we're going to hit on Shedeur Sanders. Sauce, where do you want to start with this?
Oof. So let's first start off talking about the expectations. So going into this draft, it was insane because of the fact that Shedeur Sanders was looked at the start of the process as a potential number one overall pick to either the Titans or whoever was going to be possibly trading up for him. And then all of a sudden we see a monumental fall in the draft. And I think it speaks to the disconnect there between the NFL media and the actual NFL front offices.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFL media, they, they were blasting Coach Prime out there. And of course, we all know that he is loud and boisterous and everything. And he was making a lot of big time proclamations about Shedeur and to a lesser extent, Shiloh, is that his name? The
Yeah.
other son? Yeah. So the other son, but it's honestly insane and very meme worthy, if you ask me, because to be honest, I feel for the kid, but I also, in the same vein, I don't feel bad. And part of that is because of the fact that, oh man, I don't want to sound like a douche canoe, but he just, I mean, in all of everything that I've read about him, everything that I've read about the situation, NFL front offices knew that he was going to fall because of the fact that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, which is what a lot of people have said. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but
Yeah.
yeah, so the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So like all of the hoopla, like all of the potential involvement of Coach Prime, the potential quarterback controversy, the clown show, the circus that was going to come to whatever franchise drafted him, I guarantee you a lot of front offices were looking at him and being like, I don't know if he's necessarily worth that, because you look at the physical traits. How much? What's his ceiling? Like, we know that he probably has a pretty high floor, but what's his ceiling? And a lot of times, whenever you're drafting first overall or 15th or 25th, if you're drafting in the first round, second round, you're drafting these guys with the intention of them starting very soon or immediately, or you're drafting them based off of their superstar potential and where they're going to go. And so I think that a lot of that, there are so many factors that played into it. And after I hear your thoughts, I will kind of volley off of those, because one thing that really, really bothered me that I will say right now is that one of my favorite things about the NFL draft is being able to see these young men get emotional about getting this huge opportunity that they've worked so hard for, and all of it was overshadowed by Shedeur freaking Sanders. And it just, that part of it really kind of pisses me off, to be honest, because I know that we were kind of joking about it, but at the end of the day, it's just like, dude, like, some of these guys weren't getting the attention that they deserve for the hard work that they put in and everything. And then you got this other guy who the media was just all over, like, where's he going to land? What's he going to do? What's going to happen? I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
No, I feel that, and I feel like or most people kind of feel the way that you're feeling. But to be fair, I don't think Sanders is a bad quarterback. I mean, I don't think
Mm-mm.
he was, in my opinion, he definitely wasn't a first round talent. But I mean, who am I, right?
Right.
But just to
You're
kind of read
Jose.
off a little bit, in 2024, Sanders completed a career high 74% of his passes.
Oh, yeah.
74%. That's phenomenal.
That's
Not
insane.
a lot of quarterbacks hit that percentage. He
Correct.
threw for 4,100 yards with 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Those are not bad stats.
No.
He did play in the Big 12, which is not like the greatest conference, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're still playing some pretty good talent over there in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
Did have Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year honors. So he's a good quarterback. Obviously, you had Travis Hunter to work with, and he's also pretty good on his legs. So I'm kind of surprised how far down he dropped, as well as I'm sure most of you guys watching. Um,
All 20 of you.
I feel like the biggest surprise for me was the fact that that freaking quarterback that the Saints picked, what's his name, Tyler
Show
Show or some shit.
show enough.
Man, that's insane. Like, I was watching some of his NFL combine, and granted, I don't take the combine too serious because I at the end of the day, and I've talked to you about it too.
Mm-hmm.
The game clip speaks for itself. I don't care how
100%.
far you can throw at a combine. I don't care how fast you can run in the draft. I don't care how high you can jump in the combine. I'm sorry. Like if you watch clip, that's gonna tell you what a individual is capable of
Mm-hmm.
because anybody can sit there and throw a 40-yard bomb with no pads and no pressure. But the kid did not have a good combine. I know Sanders didn't even participate in the combine, but overall, I feel like Sanders was definitely a better choice over that quarterback that the Saints picked.
Would you have
But I
taken him
feel
over
like
Jackson Dart?
um, I feel like Jackson Dart has more
Potential?
potential,
Yeah.
has more
Well,
potential, and a lot of teams they don't like that mentality that Sanders has.
mm-hmm.
I feel like he has like that "I'm better than you" attitude, and I feel like that's kind of what caused him to drop in the draft. But I mean, sometimes you're gonna get players like that, and to be fair, I feel like Baker Mayfield kind of had similar, like a similar attitude, not exactly the same,
Right.
but
No,
I feel
there's
like he
definitely
also,
similarities.
yeah, I feel like he kind of had a similar like outing as Baker Mayfield did. But I don't know. I feel for the guy. I'm glad he got drafted overall. At the same time, I feel like it probably would have been better for him to go undrafted. That way he can kind of not necessarily choose where he goes, but he has a bigger option, a better option perhaps of where he can sign.
Right.
Uh, the Cleveland Browns, man, I don't know what they're doing. So they have five quarterbacks in the room. So they got Deshaun Watson, which I believe he did tore
Yikes.
or tear his ACL, so he's going to be out. So you can technically put him out the picture.
Mm-hmm.
They have Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Sanders. So they got five quarterbacks. So that's going to be real interesting as to what happens. Dylan Gabriel, he's a little bit older. I think he's like
Mm-hmm.
24. He had a great accuracy in college.
Yeah.
I feel like for the most part throughout his whole college career, he always had like stout receivers to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see who wins that battle for QB2 or QB3 reps. But I'm rooting for both of them. I feel like one of them one of them is destined for greatness. I just feel it. I just don't know which one,
I can see
but I
that
do
for sure.
believe one of them will succeed a lot more than the other.
Yeah. No, that's an excellent point. I do think it's going to be an interesting camp battle because, I mean, at this point, I think you can only carry three quarterbacks with you and
Hmm.
everything. So my early guess is going to be Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur.
Hmm.
That's my early guess, but I think that he has kind of an uphill battle to climb too, because I think one thing that really got NFL officials is the fact that Shedeur has literally only been coached by his dad, only been coached by
Yeah,
his dad,
yeah.
and so it kind of begs the question like how coachable is he? And I'm sure you probably saw it too, but did you see the murmurs about like him bombing in the interviews and stuff and not having very good like the interview portion of the combine, which is literally all he really did over there. He
Hmm.
did not, apparently he did not do a very good job. Like,
Yeah, I read something about the Giants like interviewing him, and they didn't really like what they saw out of the interview they did.
yeah, so let's see, where was it? It said that the Giants basically they gave him a like I don't know if it's a playbook or something, but the Giants sent Sanders a binder to prepare for their private workout, and Sanders showed up to the workout without studying the binder, which did not go over well with the Giants. And apparently, that really rubbed Brian Dable, their head coach. I guess it really rubbed him wrong. And I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, you sit there and you give you give somebody basically homework to do, and then they show up unprepared and almost like I don't need to do this. Like,
Yeah.
and to your credit though, and to one of your points, I mean, there's plenty of tape out there. There's tape out there. So, but at the end of the day, uh, I think that one of the issues that he had is just that he was making himself unintentionally bigger than the whole process,
Mhm.
which nobody's bigger than the NFL. No single player. I mean, hell, unless you're like insanely gifted. I mean, shoot, Caleb Williams was an insane prospect, and everybody was laughing about the fact that he attempted to get some stake in the Bears ownership and everything, or wherever he went, which
Yeah.
I thought was interesting too. But it's, I think that a lot of it has to do with, unfortunately, I think that a lot of it has to do with Dion and his involvement in things, because I'm interested to see how that all goes, like
Hmm.
going into training camp and stuff. Because I thought that I saw a blurb today saying that Dion was going to be at the contract signing or something like that for Shedeur.
Hmm.
That way he can iron out the details of what's going to, like, of how things are going to go, and try
Hmm.
to get a feel for how things are going to go. And my guess is that he's going to be like, listen here, I Shadeur's going to start. That's what's going to happen. And then they're going to be like, no. And then he's going to be like, okay, well, Shadeur's not going to play for you.
I don't know if all that's gonna happen now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, but I don't know. That seems a little too much to me,
Yeah,
at least.
I am exaggerating a little bit, but the point still remains. It's insane. Like, this whole process was just insane. Like, I honestly, I thought that he was going to be going at least in the third round.
I thought second round. Honestly, I thought the Steelers were gonna pick him up. The Steelers or the Raiders. I know. I think a while back I saw like an article saying that the Raiders were really interested in
Mm-hmm.
him, and he got real close with what's his name, Mark Davis,
Mm-hmm.
the owner. They were having a few conversations, and they were saying that he was really interested in them and whatever. I'm sure Tom Brady probably shot it down because he doesn't like that kind of attitude. He likes the humble mentality,
Yes.
so
Yep.
I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. But regardless, I'm excited to see how that quarterback room pans out, man. Like you said, I think it will be Flacco, Gabriel, and Sanders. And you know what would be funny? I feel like I feel like the Browns, like they would kind of, what am I trying to say? Because Baker Mayfield, right?
Right.
Baker Mayfield was there, and then
Right.
they released him or traded him, whatever it was. I can't
Right.
remember. And then all of a sudden, as soon as Baker leaves, like he starts to flourish. So I feel like it's just that organization in particular is just, I don't know. It's like they don't know what they're doing.
So you think that there's a
However,
possibility that Shadur or Dylan Gabriel will go to a different franchise and flourish?
oh, I feel like eventually, yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
maybe after the rookie contracts are over, or maybe let's just say they go ahead and start either Gabriel or Sanders, and then they decide to trade the other, and then they start to flourish wherever they go.
I do think that Sanders is going to be good whenever he plays. In all
Yeah,
honesty, I think he'll start off playing pretty well. I just don't know how, like, what his ceiling is going to be. I don't know what his potential is going to be, because he is kind of limited physically and everything. He has about an average arm. Now, granted, there are times where he has just like absolutely unloaded it and uncorked it and everything. But some of the passes that you've seen out there, the NFL defenses are going to intercept that 10 times out of
yeah.
10. So,
Ripperoskis.
Ripperoski's indeed. No, it's going to be fun though. It's going to be an interesting time. And like you said, I do kind of feel bad for the kid, because I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a kid.
And you
Um,
know what's crazy to me too, though?
what's that?
The fact that they traded away the second overall pick to the Jaguars. But if you think about it, they could have potentially had Travis Hunter and freaking Shedeur Sanders
Yep.
on that team.
Yep.
That would have been cool, honestly. Like bunch of hype, bunch of media, but I feel
Almost
like
kind
that
of
would have
like
been
Cam
awesome to
Ward with
watch.
Xavier Restrepo.
Exactly.
I still cannot believe that we got him.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I always like to see like quarterbacks playing with like their receivers from college and all that good stuff. It's always a good story.
Like the Joe
It's
Burrow,
always fun
Jamar
to see.
Chase.
Oh, that's a beautiful story.
Dude,
Yep.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I like you said, I was really kind of hoping that that was going to end up being the case. Like, but as soon as the Jags trade up for, which is insane to me, to trade up for Travis Hunter whenever you already had BTJ.
Well, what's crazy too is they have a I think they have a 34-year-old GM, which is insane.
That is, oh yeah, I can't remember his name, but I mean, and their head coach is he's brand new and he's relatively young as well.
Yeah. Like how the hell
Duval.
do you get a job? Jesus.
Duval.
Duval. Peruski's.
He's indeed.
How the hell do you get a job being a GM at 34 years old? Like sign me up.
Yeah, like literally. That makes me feel so old now. Oh my
Right.
god. Oh my god. But yeah. Now I like back to the whole Shedeur thing. I honestly I really do hope that he works out because of the fact that just in all these kids cases and stuff, I want to see them succeed. Like at the end of the day, I mean, they've worked hard for it, and that's one thing that I think a lot of people are missing is just the fact that regardless of everything else, regardless of the noise, regardless of Dion, regardless of what happened in the draft and everything, I mean, Shedeur, he put in the work and he did a really good job. Like you said, he was super accurate. The I think that one of the things too that kind of hurt his stock is just that whenever like in their bowl game, he played terribly, absolutely terribly,
Well, even
and
during the regular season, they didn't have the best record, which obviously has a lot to do with it. But I don't
mhm.
know. Overall, I don't feel like the Buffs had a very good team. So I don't know.
I'm interested to see what happens now that Shadur and Hunter are gone.
Hmm.
It's going to
Well,
be
they got
interesting.
what is his name? Julian. I think his name is Julian Lewis or something. He was like a highly ranked quarterback coming
Yeah,
out of
that 5-star recruit,
school. Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
definitely. Yeah, and I guess to kind of close it out and everything. Like I said, I think there was one more thing that I can't quite remember what I was gonna say about the whole Shadur situation. Oh yeah, the prank call.
Yeah, that shit's freaking messed up, dude. So, I'm sure you guys already saw, but I think it was like the Falcons defense coordinator's son or something. He
Mm-hmm.
like got a hold of his number and then called him, and there's like videos all over social media, YouTube, on both perspectives, on Shadur answering the phone and going through that process, and then of the one of the guys calling him and pretending to be the GM for the freaking Saints.
Dude, that's terrible. Like that is
Well,
so awful.
and you know what I was thinking earlier? So I'm pretty sure that happened last year too to Cooper DeJean. He got prank called during the draft, and nobody really made it a big deal. Now that it happens to Sanders, everybody's kind of just like the NFL is like investigating it and this and
Yep.
that. I'm like, well, where was this same energy with Cooper DeJean?
Well, it's because Cooper DeJean was not the son of Coach Prime.
Right, but I
Rip
don't know.
Rooskies.
Rip Rooskies indeed.
Yeah, no, it's I was super disappointed. I mean, obviously just like everybody else, I was just like, huh, man, that's crazy. And then I thought about it and I was like, dang, like he literally and just the fact that so many people, especially like some grown ass adults over here, like just pooping all over him and just like maiming him and just being just disrespectful. It's
Yeah,
it's a weird energy to me. Like
yeah,
I don't know. Like there's a fine line between, being critical of somebody and then just being hateful. And a lot of people are just being hateful and I'm not into it. I think it's ridiculous, especially if you're a grown up. Like, come on now.
right.
Act better. Do better. But
Rip Rooskies.
with all that being said, Jose, do you have anything else in regards to Mr. Shedeur Sanders for our
I,
lovely, lovely 30 viewers?
I do not. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time checking us out, we do all football all the time. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for checking us out. We do want to get more guests on here onto the show. So if you're interested, drop your Discord down in the comment section, and then we will add you. Topics will be to be determined, but yeah, come check us out. Come converse with us.
Come converse with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys also want to, if you guys are interested in some fire merch, please head over to firstroundbuy.com. It's literally now just all the merchandise. And obviously, if you're looking at the screen on the old YouTube, then you will see down below that we have the, I wouldn't say links, but it shows our handles for Instagram, TikTok, and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I think we're still on iHeartRadio too, I believe. Yeah, so do check us out if you would like to. Like I said, and like Jose said, please join up with this community. We wanna talk some football. I know that neither one of us have a pedigree. We're just average Joes. Says
Ripperoosies.
Brewskis indeed. So, but yeah. So like you said, thanks you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you guys think about the whole Shedeur situation, and let us know what you guys think about the draft. With all that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.